Welcome to STOA. This is the place to become a confident, capable protector of your wealth, whether you built it, earned it, or inherited it. Look, after spending years deep in the financial markets, helping everyone from founders to traders, I've seen one thing over and over again. Getting the money is only half the battle. The real challenge? That's protecting it. So today, we're going to dive into the absolute essential steps to make sure any new wealth you have becomes a lasting foundation, not just a fire that burns out fast.
All right, so let's just jump right in with a big one. What do you think is the number one, the absolute biggest mistake people make when they suddenly come into a lot of money? Seriously, think about it. Most people get the answer wrong.
And here it is. The biggest mistake is thinking the hard part is over, believing that getting the money was the finish line. But it's not even close. In reality, that influx of capital isn't the end of the race. It's the starting gun for a whole new one. And honestly, it's a much more complex one.
And that right there, that's what we call the sudden wealth problem. It's this high-stakes paradox where what feels like the ultimate blessing can, and often does, turn into an absolute curse if you're not prepared for it.
And if you think I'm being dramatic, just look at the numbers. A shocking 70% of lottery winners are right back to being broke, usually within just 3 to 5 years. This isn't just a string of bad luck, It's a predictable and, more importantly, a preventable pattern.
So why does this keep happening? Well, it's not a moral failing. It's not a failure of character. It's a failure of having a system. See, if you've never been taught how to manage and grow real wealth, your default instinct is just to spend it. It's a massive knowledge gap. And today, we're going to start filling it in.
Okay, so how do you make sure you don't become another statistic? It all starts with immediate, decisive damage control. We're about to walk through the 3 things you absolutely, positively must do the second that money hits your account. These are non-negotiable.
In those first 72 hours, discipline is everything. First, and this is crucial, tell no one. Seriously, privacy is your new best friend. It's a shield. Second, pay off every single penny of debt you have. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, all of it. Wipe the slate clean. And third, whatever you do, do not quit your job. Not yet. That routine, that structure, it's a firewall that prevents the kind of impulsive behavior that leads straight to bankruptcy.
All right, so once you've secured the perimeter, your next move is probably the hardest one of all. You're going to do absolutely nothing. We are now entering what I call the 6-month cool down. This is where you realize your greatest asset isn't the money, it's time.
Let me be crystal clear about this. After you've paid off that initial debt, you do not touch the principal for 6 full months. This rule isn't about punishment, it's about protection. It's about protecting you from your single greatest enemy right now, emotional, impulsive decisions.
See, this is the power of the pause. It gives you the space to let that initial emotional hurricane pass. You need time to process this massive life change. And you'll watch as your plans go from what can I buy to what can I build. That right there is the crucial shift from a consumer mindset to a protector's mindset.
So what are you doing during this 6-month cool down? You're going to school. Your top priority becomes your own financial education, and it all starts with the single most important concept in all of finance, the difference between an asset and a liability. This is the absolute bedrock of your financial fortress.
It's actually incredibly simple when you break it down. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. That's it. Think of things like investments that pay dividends or a rental property that generates cash flow. Assets feed you.
And a liability? Well, it's the exact opposite. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. These are the things that drain your resources: car payments, credit card debt, loans, things that eat your wealth.
So think of it this way. Assets build your fortress, brick by brick. Liabilities, they're like taking a sledgehammer to the walls. You know that fancy new sports car that so many people rush out to buy? It's not an asset. The car loan is a huge liability, and the car itself starts losing value the second you drive it away. The whole game is to use your capital to buy assets, not liabilities, period. Okay, so once you get the hang of what to buy, you need a rule for how to spend, and this brings us to what I call the 5% longevity rule. This is a simple but incredibly powerful principle that can make your wealth last not just your lifetime, but for generations.
To make this really easy to picture, I want you to think of all your capital, your entire net worth, as a single giant money tree. It's a living thing.
It needs to be cared for and protected, not chopped down for firewood. So here's how it works. The tree itself, the trunk, the branches, the 95%, that's your principal capital. And the golden rule is you never touch the tree. You live off the fruit it produces every year. That's your investment returns, which we calculate at a safe, sustainable rate of about 5% a year. You live on the fruit, not the tree.
You know, this single choice puts you on one of two very different paths. The gambler. He gets cold, so he starts chopping down the tree for firewood. It's a huge blaze, super impressive for a little while, and then it's gone, and he's broke. The protector, on the other hand, spends only the fruit, year after year, ensuring that tree not only survives but thrives, providing for generations to come.
Okay, let's talk about the final piece of this puzzle, defense. Because once you have a system in place and you've built your fortress, you have to protect it from all the common traps that have destroyed countless fortunes before you.
You have to be so vigilant against these wealth destroyers. Lending money to friends and family? It almost always ends in a lose-lose situation. Starting a business on a whim is just gambling against 9-to-1 odds of failure. And of course, big personal mistakes, like a divorce, can literally cut your net worth in half overnight. Being wealthy means you have to actively and strategically play defense.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. Sudden wealth always presents a choice. So, what will yours be? Will it be a solid foundation that you can build a lasting legacy on? Or will it be a fire that burns incredibly bright for a short time, before leaving nothing behind but ash?
If you've made it this far, you're serious, and that's exactly who STOA is for. We operate on an application-only basis because we only work with individuals who are truly ready to elevate their game.
If you are tired of wasting hours just chasing noise and you want to implement a proven process that actually delivers results in less than 90 minutes a day, then apply now. The seats are limited, and once they're filled for the quarter, they're gone. Click the link in the description and fill out a brief application. And if you found this valuable, please share it with another capital owner who needs to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I look forward to connecting with you next time. Here's to your success.